So we're, if you didn't hear that, engaging students in large classrooms, Clickies, Flippies, and Blendies. Are we preparing the next generation of engineers to solve our problems? There are too many students disconnected from knowing how to learn. We need to engage students in learning, but this is really tough to do in large classrooms. We need new strategies to improve student motivation and learning. We have very promising solutions such as clickers, flipped classrooms, and blended learning. We need, however, to develop best practices for use and implementation across engineering disciplines. Here are some of the questions that we need to answer. Should all classes be flipped? Which ones are better? Should freshmen or seniors be targeted? When should we use what tool?
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm practicing my elevator pitch for the NSF program officer.
We gotta go, the movie's starting.
Oh, I'm coming.
That's my life.
We've got to do something to engage the students. We got to draw them out. We have to help them overcome this fear.
I know. Say, I know what we can do. I could use clickers. Say, but how do I make good clicker questions?
We need to develop or find a good concept inventory for our subjects.
Well, are there other things we can do, though?
What if we have our students prepare before they come into the big classroom, and then they can actively engage in class?
Yeah, they can actively engage in group activities and discussion, and we, the experts, can walk around and make sure the groups are learning the concepts.
But what materials do we use for the outside of class preparation? We know they're not going to just read and understand a textbook. I mean, if they could do that, we'd be out of a job.
Well, what if we maybe make some 10-minute short videos to highlight what we're trying to cover?
Say, but can we flip all classes? Is it always the right thing to do? Are seniors more adaptable? Is flipping suitable for freshmen?
Is there a best of both worlds? I like the flippy stuff. I like the clicky stuff. Can I blend it?
Wait just a minute. There's a neat opportunity here for us to do good research into what the best practices are for all these things.
So, but ultimately, we need to be straight up with the students about what we are doing and why we are trying these different things.
Yeah, with clickers, we try to find out in real time any common misconceptions that they have, and we can also get everyone involved in answering questions in class.
Well, we can get a lot of good data that way, and coming up with best practices for how to analyze and handle that data would be really, really cool.
All right, how about flipping? We need best practices through actual research-based studies. What kind of classes are suitable for flipping? Are there classes that we shouldn't flip? Does age/year of the students matter in this?
And then for blending, we can study when to use which tools.
Agent Coulson and I have been watching you.
I'm assembling a team. You're the guardians of learning. Follow me.
practice.
I will be.
That's really good.
I can tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
I thought I was dead already.
Honestly, my experience making these videos, the big barrier is I don't know how to produce, edit, things like this. So simple tools like that, I think if we could share those ideas. 'Cause I recorded hours of stuff, and it was just even just scissoring and cutting clips together and making the audio match. Even simple like things like that was a barrier for me. So tips.
Well, it was a multi-million-dollar production, and you guys will be ticketed on your way out. Don't forget to pay that. Essentially, this was a $5 app I downloaded this morning on
Which
my
you've never
iPad.
used before.
In which you guys are paying me back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. People laugh at the most inopportune time. That was not a joke. I have 2 children and I need money. Anyway, the point of all this is that it was a $5 app. I downloaded it, and I won't say when I did it. It might have been during a presentation, but I was sitting out here just kind of thinking about what we were going to do for a presentation. I did the first video you saw with the images in about 15 minutes. And then after we filmed everything for this one, putting it together took less than 10 minutes to put it together. So it was very easy to put together. The tools were there. And iMovie.
iMovie, yeah.
Even Mac, yes. Yeah, the trailer part, though, that was a template within. So the music and the shifts, all that stuff, all we did was throw it in there, and it did all the work for us. Okay? But we're still ticketing you. Okay.
I'm afraid to ask this, but it's sort of put out to everybody. So I love asking questions of large groups, and I see the advantage of clickers only in that you can have a record to go back and look at if you want to see how things change over classes and whatnot. But I have a real negative response to clickers. I would rather give every one of my students 4 different colors of index cards and say to bring to class, and have my voting instead of being A, B, C, D, being pink, yellow, blue, green, and have them hold up. Because I fear that we're feeding this anonymous, you don't have to answer, and then we're not holding them responsible, and we're teaching them that it's, hi if you're wrong. And I'd rather they be wrong and pair and talk about it and continually reinforce. I usually even have a choice, I don't know. And I let them vote, I don't know, to try to show it's okay. And so I like the idea of the questioning, and I can see where clickers, it's cool that they wrap up, but I can do a sea of color. So I'm really, I'm curious what other people think.
But with the sea of color, what we basically spend a lot of time talking about is that with the sea of color, something like that, you don't have that data to go back at a later point in time. One of the things that we talked about is in a repository of some variety, developing tools to basically data mine all of the data that you get from clickers. Can you correlate clicker data in whatever way that you collect that data to exam performance or to other aspects of the assessment in the class to basically illustrate to the students that basically the clicker questions using these type of in-class response actually improves their overall performance on the exam. So trying to use data mining in order to show them that, yes, this is important, something we should be doing. So.
Well, the feedback also is important to me. I would have a trouble in a 200-section class trying to get a feel for which color I was looking at any particular time, 1. And 2, I use the polling at the end to show the students so they all know where they are. So it's and sometimes I include a don't know every now and then, but I use that as a way of discussing, okay, so we have a dispersion or we have 2 answers. I can see why you might say this answer. Let's examine why that's probably not right and those kind of things. And the other thing that I do in my class, because in the class that we teach, the course notes are very well spread out. Students have a tendency to share from previous semesters. That doesn't happen anywhere else, I'm sure, but at Georgia Tech, all the lecture notes, everything is out there. So it's not really a new lecture slide. So what we do is, it's a 2,000 level course. They expect there will be a curve in the course. So what I tell them, I said, okay, well, fine. If you want to qualify for any potential curve that could exist, you have to complete 80% of the in-class class exercises. Amazingly, students are coming to class. And they're worried now, well, I didn't complete this exercise or I didn't do that. And what I'm telling them is, answer, do the best you can, but think about it at the very least. Because you're having this lecture, and I've been observing our posture just in this setting, right? And we're students, right? There are various postures, not all of them showing keen interest in what's happening, right? So we are students, and what keeps us motivated in a large lecture when we're just being talked at? So if I look at from that perspective, what helps me is every now and then make me think. So that's what we use it for.
So, by the way, there's some sites that you can do similar things to Clickers if they have access to internet. Somehow, maybe it's me. Every time I use Clicker, my students get together and break the system. There's many ways to break the Clicker system.
You talk about ResponseWare?
There's some, more than one way. Because we have the computer security also. So those people know very well how to really, either they get the whole internet out in the room. They have an amazing way to break the system.
We have forced them to use hardware clickers.
I say I've used both, basically ResponseWare and the clickers for 2 years and have never broken it. So I don't.
It could be me and my
True.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's actually a similar. Yeah, I use these clickers also. I mean, I feel that it is very useful in giving instant feedback and actually generating conversation between wrong answer folks. And personally, they don't identify themselves, but it promotes discussion immediately. What concepts, instead of asking what are the muddy points or something like that, and then going over, it's an immediate feedback for us as well as other students who are getting it wrong. So it's very, very positive thing to use clickers in large classrooms. I use it 250 students.